क्योंकि
In a
थोड़े लोग
rapidly changing world filled with new opportunities and challenges, one platform is bringing Indian professionals together to learn, grow, and succeed globally. Welcome to the International Indian Professionals
सबमिट कर
Association,
सकते हैं।
IIPA, a dynamic network dedicated to connecting and empowering Indian professionals across the world. At IIPA, we believe success becomes more meaningful when knowledge is shared and communities grow together. Our mission is to support professionals, students, and job seekers by creating opportunities for learning, mentorship, networking, and career development. Through impactful workshops, expert-led seminars, career guidance programs, and professional networking initiatives, IIPA helps individuals sharpen their skills, explore new possibilities, and prepare for the future. More than just an association, IIPA is a thriving community built on collaboration, continuous learning, and collective progress. We are committed to empowering individuals with the right knowledge and resources, encouraging collaboration among diverse talents and experiences, promoting continuous growth in an evolving global landscape. By bringing together the strength, experience, and potential of Indian professionals worldwide, we aim to create lasting impact that goes beyond borders. Together we learn. Together we grow. Together we lead. Join us in building a stronger, smarter, and more connected professional community for generations to come. In a rapidly changing world filled with new opportunities and challenges, one platform is bringing Indian professionals together to learn, grow, and succeed globally. Welcome to the International Indian Professionals Association, IIPA, a dynamic network dedicated to connecting and empowering Indian professionals across the world. At IIPA, we believe success becomes more meaningful when knowledge is shared and communities grow together. Our mission is to support professionals, students, and job seekers by creating opportunities for learning, mentorship, networking, and career development. Through impactful workshops, expert-led seminars, career guidance programs, and professional networking initiatives, IIPA helps individuals sharpen their skills, explore new possibilities, and prepare for the future. More than just an association, IIPA is a thriving community built on collaboration, continuous learning, and collective progress. We are committed to empowering individuals with the right knowledge and resources, encouraging collaboration among diverse talents and experiences, promoting continuous growth in an evolving global landscape. By bringing together the strength, experience, and potential of Indian professionals worldwide, we aim to create lasting impact that goes beyond borders. Together we learn. Together we grow. Together we lead. Join us in building a stronger, smarter, and more connected professional community for generations to come. In a rapidly
let it continue. Okay, no.
changing world filled with new opportunities and challenges, one platform is bringing Indian professionals together to learn, grow, and succeed globally. Welcome to the International Indian Professionals Association, IIPA, a dynamic network dedicated to connecting and empowering Indian professionals across the world. At IIPA, we believe success becomes more meaningful when knowledge is shared and communities grow together. Our mission is to support professionals, students, and job seekers by creating opportunities for learning, mentorship, networking, and career development. Through impactful workshops, expert-led seminars, career guidance programs, and professional networking initiatives, IIPA helps individuals sharpen their skills, explore new possibilities, and prepare for the future. More than just an association, IIPA is a thriving community built on collaboration, continuous learning, and collective progress. We are committed to empowering individuals with the right knowledge and resources, encouraging collaboration among diverse talents and experiences, promoting continuous growth in an evolving global landscape. By bringing together the strength, experience, and potential of Indian professionals worldwide, we aim to create lasting impact that goes beyond borders. Together we learn. Together we grow. Together we lead. Join us in building a stronger, smarter, and more connected professional community for generations to come. In a rapidly changing world filled with new opportunities and challenges, one platform is bringing Indian professionals together to learn, grow, and succeed globally. Welcome to the International Indian Professionals Association, IIPA, a dynamic network dedicated to connecting and empowering Indian professionals across the world. At IIPA, we believe success becomes more meaningful when knowledge is shared and communities grow together. Our mission is to support professionals, students, and job seekers by creating opportunities for learning, mentorship, networking, and career development. Through impactful workshops, expert-led seminars, career guidance programs, and professional networking initiatives, IIPA helps individuals sharpen their skills, explore new possibilities, and prepare for the future. More than just an association, IIPA is a thriving community built on collaboration, continuous learning, and collective progress. We are committed to empowering individuals with the right knowledge and resources, encouraging collaboration among diverse talents and experiences, promoting continuous growth in an evolving global landscape. By bringing together the strength, experience, and potential of Indian professionals worldwide, we aim to create lasting impact that goes beyond borders. Together we learn. Together we grow. Together we lead. Join us in building a stronger, smarter, and more connected professional community for generations to come.
Good afternoon, good evening, and Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Shafiq, your host for this webinar. A very warm welcome to all our attendees joining us today. On behalf of International Indian Professionals Association, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to today's special live Q&A session with a marriage counselor. Strong families don't happen by chance. They are built through understanding, communication, and continuous effort. Join us for a live Q&A session with a marriage counselor as we explore the challenges and opportunities of building healthy relationships. Marriage is one of the most important relationships in a person's life, where it can be a source of companionship, growth, happiness. It can also present challenges that require understanding, communication, patience, and sometimes professional guidance. In today's fast-changing world, many couples and families face questions related to communication, expectations, conflict resolution, emotional well-being, parenting, and maintaining healthy relationships. Unfortunately, many people struggle silently, unsure where to seek help or advice. To help us better understand
Sorry, Doctor Sir, can you unmute, please?
was I
Yeah.
unmute or
Yeah, it's okay, Doctor. No.
no? Did you hear anything before this or
Yeah, we heard. I mean, for a few seconds, it got unmute.
no? Because I don't know from where to start.
Just it was 10 seconds before only.
Okay, right. Let me repeat some of the sentences which I think you might have missed. In today's fast changing world, many couples and families face questions related to communication, expectations, conflict resolution, emotional well being, parenting, and maintaining healthy relationships. Unfortunately, many people struggle silently, unsure where to seek help or advice. To help us better understand these issues, we are delighted to have with us two experienced marriage counselors who have been guiding individuals and couples through various marital and family challenges. Through counseling, education, and practical insights. Our guests have helped many people build stronger relationships and navigate difficult situations more effectively. Today's session is an opportunity to learn, reflect, and ask questions in a safe and respectful environment. Whether you are married, preparing for marriage, a parent, or simply interested in understanding the relationships better, I'm sure you will find this discussion beneficial. I encourage everyone to participate actively and make the most of this opportunity. No question is too small when it comes to strengthening relationships and promoting family well being. For those who wish to stay connected and receive regular updates about our future programs, we'll be sharing links to our official groups in the chat box shortly. We also highly value your suggestions and feedback as they help us improve and bring more meaningful initiatives to you. Once again, thank you for being a part of this session. Let us begin this journey of learning together. Let me introduce our guest speakers and counselors for today's session. Mr. Sohail Sheikh is a management professional, trainer, educator, and counselor with over 24 years of diverse experience spanning corporate leadership, education, training, and social service. Alongside his extensive management career, he has been actively engaged in counseling and mentoring individuals with different walks of life. His counseling work focuses on three important areas: career guidance, behavior correction, and marriage counseling. Through these initiatives, he has helped students, young professionals, couples, and families navigate personal, educational, and relationship challenges. His approach combines practical life experience, management insights, and a deep understanding of human behavior to support individuals in making informed decisions and building healthier relationships. As an educator and trainer, he has conducted numerous programs for students, professionals, faculty members, and corporate teams, emphasizing the personal growth, communication, leadership, and positive behavioral change. His experience in change management and human resource development further enriches his counseling practice by enabling him to address both personal and interpersonal issues in a structured and solution oriented manner. Through his continued involvement in counseling, mentoring, and community service, Mr. Sheikh remains committed to empowering individuals, strengthening families, and promoting personal and social well being. Sohail sir, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program, sir. Now
Salam.
it is my privilege
Walaikum
to
salam.
introduce. Walaikum salam. Now it is my privilege to introduce our second counselor, Advocate Afsar Jahan, a respected legal professional, social political activist, community leader who has devoted her career to service of justice, legal empowerment, and social reform. Advocate Afsar Jahan currently serves as the standing counsel for the Telangana State Work Board before High Court of Telangana and is the National Secretary of the Legal Department of All India Milli Council. Over the years, she has held several important positions, including Vice President of APCR Telangana and Secretary of Legal Department of All India Milli Council Telangana. Her work extends far beyond the courtroom. She has played a significant role in strengthening family and community support systems by establishing 8 Mohalla family counseling centers and training more than 35 family counselors on legal aspects of family disputes, including domestic violence laws, maintenance provisions, family law, and mediation processes. A passionate advocate for social justice, she has been actively involved in prison reform initiatives, working towards the release and rehabilitation of marginalized prisoners and promoting measures for the decongestion of prisons. She has also served as a member of Telangana Marriage Counseling Center for Minorities and continues to provide legal guidance to several prominent NGOs. Her commitment to public awareness and legal literacy is reflected in her numerous workshops and training programs, including initiatives on Senior Citizen Act and successful training of over 200 law aspirants during COVID-19 pandemic. More recently, she contributed to national policy discussions by presenting a detailed report before the Joint Parliamentary Committee on the Work Amendment Bill 2024, a contribution that received appreciation from committees chairman and members. With her rich experience in law, counseling, social reform, community development, and public advocacy, Advocate Afsar Jahan brings a unique and valuable perspective to today's discussion. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Advocate Afsar Jahan. Ma'am, welcome to the program.
Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Shafi. Thank you so much for your humble words. Thank you.
Walaikum salam. We thank both the counselors on board. Before we take the questions from the participant, I just want to announce that we are taking live questions. We have received some questions directly to us. We'll be taking those questions. At the same time, if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box. We'll be taking one by one from their side. Sohail sir, before we go to the exact question, I mean, something more complicated, I just want to ask, what is a marriage from your perspective?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay. Based on my understanding, my experience, I have defined marriage keeping in mind the Quran and Sunnah, that marriage is point number one, to be God conscious while carrying out the responsibilities towards the spouse and the family. Second point is that it is a continuous process of nurturing relationship within the boundaries of the Sharia. That can be adjusted, that can be done by adjusting oneself and sacrificing one behavior and comfort. So fundamentally, God consciousness is important. The process of nurturing relationship has to be within the boundaries of the Sharia. Otherwise, each one would fight with his own philosophy, and that would lead to a confusion. And marriage certainly requires sacrifice, because the process of nurturing relationship in marriage is, first is a concern, second is care, third is respect, and last comes love. People nowadays look for love without any sacrifice or showing care or respect. They want to have a relationship which is based on the love, which cannot happen, because the another name for love is sacrifice. So this is my concept, and this I have taken from the Khutbah Nikah also. What Allah has asked people to do, asked the believers to do, absent from what and share what. So my definition of marriage is based on the Quran and the Sunnah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that holistic approach for the marriage. Afsar ma'am, do you have any different perspective, or you would like to add anything to this definition of what is a marriage? Or shall we go for the questions?
जी जी, मेरा दूसरा पर्सपेक्टिव है इसके बरखिलाफ. ऑफ कोर्स इससे कुछ हिस्सा मैं अग्री करती हूँ और कुछ डिसएग्री, क्योंकि आप असलम का उसवा हमारी जिंदगियों के लिए काफी है. ही इज द बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल फॉर अस. और कुरान और सुन्नत की रोशनी में मियाँ बीवी के हुकूक, दोनों के राइट्स एंड ड्यूटीज बहुत क्लियरली मेंशन कर दिए गए हैं. लेकिन निकाह के लिए या शादी, एक अच्छी शादी या अच्छा निकाह चलने के लिए, आई थिंक सैक्रिफाइस की ज़रूरत नहीं होती, क्योंकि इस्लाम सैक्रिफाइस से ज़्यादा एक दूसरे को एक दूसरे के राइट्स और ड्यूटीज को जो है क्लियरली स्पेसिफाई करता है। अगर हम उसके दायरे में अगर जी लें तो वो इतनी खूबसूरत राइट्स और इतने खूबसूरत ड्यूटीज इस्लाम ने हमको प्रिस्क्राइब कर दिए कि ऑटोमेटिकली ऐसी जिंदगी जीने वालों के बीच में अंडरस्टैंडिंग और मोहब्बत आनी ही आनी है।
Thank you,
थैंक यू।
ma'am. It's very nice to have a different perspective. That is the advantage of having more than one brains with us. So we'll get to learn more and more. So thank you so much
Or
for adding.
coming to the language, Dr. Shafiq,
Yeah,
will it be okay if we go with both the languages, mixed language of Urdu
yeah,
and English
that's
together?
that's
Because
fine
I think
unless yeah,
I hope the audience here understand Urdu,
yeah,
and I think
majority.
that brings
Yeah,
most of the that brings right emotions,
okay, okay,
unlike English. Urdu touches our
yeah.
heart definitely.
Yeah, I think
Ji.
we'll manage with both Sohail sir
Yes, yes,
and you. So I
sure.
think that will, make up things. The
Okay.
marriage by itself, the topic is such that, the language may not matter actually. I mean, to understand the topic because
Hmm.
important, the terms will be in English. Obviously, the people do understand because as we move from the marriage, I mean, the normal marriage and the terms of marriage and, the prerequisites and things like this as we move towards more complicated topic in the sense the legal aspects and so definitely people will understand
That's
what we're talking
absolutely
about.
fine. I'm okay with both the languages, but
Yeah,
okay, let's
yeah,
see
I do
what will
understand
go
and
in.
appreciate, ma'am.
Yeah,
If there are any specific requests, particular things in to be explained in English, definitely we'll
we'll do that.
re-say it for them. Otherwise, I
Sure,
think yeah, we are okay with the
sure,
bilingual.
sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So here, actually, I just want to inform the audience here that, based on the questions I received, I have divided them into the marriage normal process, and then we'll move to as things get complicated. I mean, the marital issues and, the more complications and divorce and things like this. So bear with us as we move a variety of questions we have received. Sohail sir, how can one overcome the fear and anxiety related to marriage, especially the youngsters, before getting marriage? Obviously, I'm sure in your practice you might have seen that, especially girls. I mean, sometimes they just say based on their experience, they say, I mean, experience in the sense what they have observed in the society. They say they don't want to get married, for example. So, how can one overcome the fear and anxiety related to marriage?
Okay, I'll just list out the list of fears which I have encountered. The first fear is that a wrong choice, whether I'm making a wrong choice. Second thing is that will I be able to fulfill the long-term commitment? Third fear is that loss of independence. Fourth fear is will I be able to carry out the responsibilities well? Fifth is that dwelling too much on the negative examples, thinking too much on the negative examples. Most of the thought process which goes is based on the assumptions, which further builds up the fear. What I've seen with the people that before marriage, they have also decided the exit plan, when to exit. So they are not sure about their own capabilities, whether they would be able to overcome the anxiety. Now, to overcome the anxiety, the first question is that they need to understand what marriage is. Second thing is that they need to believe in the book of Quran that in marriage there is a peace and tranquility, which Allah has guaranteed, provided you work on the Quran and the Sunnah. If you build up the relations on the fundamentals of the Quran and Sunnah, then there'll be certainly a happiness and peace and tranquility. Third thing is that to overcome fear, one needs to understand the culture of the bride and the bridegroom. Each of them need to understand what is the culture of the family they intend to get married to. What is the culture, how they think, what are their food habits, what are their likes, dislikes. This would give them a lot of confidence. Another thing they need to keep in mind that which can build up that would overcome fear is that uh, there is nothing like a perfect partner, perfect compatibility. Compatibility needs to be developed slow and steady, and it gets developed over a period of time. As I said, the process of nurturing relationship is starts from the concern. When the couple gets married, there's a concern. From the concern, you live together, there's a care. When there's a warmthness in the care and the spouses, they go beyond their scope to accommodate each other, comforting them, then the respect build up. When the respect builds up, then the actually love starts. So they need to understand the process of nurturing relationship. Then another thing is that they need to also understand that marriage is not a fantasy. Reality is that they will encounter many challenges in their life. So the understanding of marriage, it is necessary that the parents give them what marriage is, and they need to share their experiences with them, how they encountered with different problems and how they overcame with different problems. The happiness lies in when you sit and discuss the challenges they face in their life and how they overcome. These are the point of discussion when you grow old, and from there you derive happiness. Uh,
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. You want to cut it short? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to give a break for you, in a sense that,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Afsar ma'am, I know we'll be coming to your complicated questions a little later, but I just
That's
want to
okay.
know, like, uh, how do you maintain impartiality when dealing with the husband and wife issues, like as a counselor? Because when I think in your practice, when you call someone, the
Mhm.
other person thinks that, you're taking his side or you're being as an advocate of the other side. So how do you maintain that impartiality?
Of course, that's very important question. See, to any counselor, whoever approaches first becomes the client of that counselor. Now, the counselor requests the other side also to come and discuss their issues between them. Now, the other partner always comes with a preconceived mind कि okay, ये तो मेरे ये partner इनके पास approach किए थे, so might be this counselor is trying to advocate the interest of my partner rather than also taking my interest into consideration. So now the role becomes very critical to ensure that उनके पास भी द अदर पार्टनर ऑल्सो जो अदर साइड है जिसको बुला रहे हैं उसके अंदर भी ट्रस्ट बिल्ड करें. तो नाउ व्हाट वी एक्चुअली प्रैक्टिकली डू इज we make it very clear with both the partners. See, whoever might have approached us, but here we are sitting here as counselors to repair your marriage. So, and that is possible only when you also trust us. Trust us that we will be neutral. So we take them into confidence. Most of the time, we talk to them. We give them the first opportunity. We give them opportunity first to speak out, rather than the partner who has come to us with the complaint. So this is actually making it practical to build a trust with both the parties and the counselor, between both the parties and the counselor, and then things move smoothly from there on. So actually मैं बोलना ये चाह रही हूँ, the counselor needs to sit and talk to the other partner or build a trust with the other side or the other partner with the counselor, and make them believe that, see, we are sitting here with very neutral, and our aim and objective is only to repair your marital relationship. And for that, to repair a marital relationship, we need to listen both the sides. We need to respect both partners, needs, or their demands, or their matter of dispute from their side or their end. उनकी क्या complaints है. So we listen to both of them. And we actually, what makes it more workable is that जो अप्रोच हुआ है उससे पहले हम द अदर साइड को भी पूरी तरह से सुन ले. सो दिस प्रैक्टिकली ensures that they also build a trust with the counselor. So this is what we practically do. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Before I go to the next question for Sohail sir, I just want to let the audience know that, whatever the references were given by Sohail sir is based on Quran and Sunnah for those who are following Islamic faith. Basically, what he wants to say that, the guidance from the holy scriptures of whatever the religion you're following, that should be the basis to, the lasting, peaceful, happy married life. So those who are following different faiths are, requested to follow their holy scriptures for the divine guidance. Okay. Sohail sir, suppose somebody wants to get married. So, what should be the criteria for selecting a spouse? I'm sure some of the audience are already married, some are having kids as well, but there might be some people who wants to get married in coming months. Because recently we had launched an initiative to give a gift to those who are getting married. I mean, we gathered some of them to give them something to start a happy married life. So we just wanted to appreciate their initiative to take the nikah or the marriage and gift them. So on that same line, so what should be the criteria for selecting a spouse?
Okay. Just from the last question, one point to add. Every religion has defined the process of marriage and the criteria. Okay. So if you look at all the religion, the criteria set is same. Only the difference is that the way you perform your what you call your ibadah, your devotion, showing your devotion. The criteria which is which is required. Now, let me give in, what usually people look at. The common thing which we have seen is that the boys would like to have a beautiful girl, especially a fair-looking girl, educated, preferably working, and a little bit of religious knowledge. Women look for education, earning. They prefer a small house, that is the number of people, a small family, own house, okay, and a religious understanding. Most of the marriages happen on infatuation. Infatuation means you like a person, but you do not know the reason why you like. So infatuation could be physical attraction, looks, build, the way the person carries, skills, speaking skills, singing, sports, material possession like wealth, vehicle, and all that. So infatuation, most of the marriages, I would say 97, 98% marriages happen on infatuation. It is necessary that to define a criteria. Now, most of the people do not know how to define a criteria. So what we have given is that we have given a list of important issues. For example, money, career, family, in-laws, husband, children, friends. What is important to you? You rate them. And based on that, you decide your criteria. Now, before deciding the criteria, one needs to also do a little bit of self-analysis. How a person thinks, how a person conducts. Based on that, a person should define his criteria. Now, the criteria should not be such that he is not able to handle. I have come across a person who belongs to an IT profession. He earns reasonably well, 70,000 approximately salary. And he was looking for a beautiful girl. But his personality was very mild. Okay. Introvert. So I told him that you're looking for a beautiful girl. It is good, nothing wrong in it. but will you be able to handle the attitude of a beautiful girl? Because along with beauty, there's also some amount of arrogance in, usually found. So whatever the criteria one is decided, it has to be seen that whether you possess that criteria, and second, can you handle that? The summing up my thought, I would say the criteria should be based on the thought, how a person thinks, the fundamentals on which he thinks, the family values, culture, language used in the house, role of elders, involvement of the elderly people in the house, the lifestyle. These basically forms a thought. And second point is the conduct. So first is thought and second is conduct. Conduct is your behavior, how you apply your thought in the society, how you interact with the family, relatives, society. Do you participate in important events? Do you contribute to the social cause? So these are the things which we advise them. So fundamentally, we say that you need to, when you decide your partner, you need to check the thought process and the conduct.
Thank you, sir.
Hope it answers.
Yeah, before going to the next question, I just want to let those who have joined late that, if they have questions, they can put in the chat box or raise their hand. We'll be taking one by one questions. To have a smooth flow, we have given priority to those who have given us questions before the session. We have divided them into the questions which are related to normal marriage, in a sense, how the process of marriage and things like this. And then as complications start, we'll go on to the next set of questions. So we request the audience to have patience and not to disturb the chat box with a series of comments so that, the others, those who want to put questions, get distracted. Of course, if somebody is a counselor, is more experienced, we will give opportunity to speak. They can raise their hand or put a comment that they would like to speak. Definitely, we'll provide a chance for them, inshallah. Okay, right. Ma'am, there is one interesting comment in the chat box. I
जी
just want to bring to your attention. Somebody said that this open counseling will repair or tear. Although the intention of this program is to repair, but since the
हम्म
question is asked, so I just want to hear from you,
No, I
ma'am.
would definitely love to address this question.
Yeah,
देखिए
please.
मैं अपने प्रैक्टिकल तजुर्बे से ये बताती हूँ कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम द काउंसलर्स प्रैक्टिस इज लाइक दे टेक वन पार्टी to a separate room, speak to them, in person, and then again next they call the other partner and then speak. इसके बीच में what I have observed is that एक पार्टनर का जहन बन जाता है कि इसके साथ क्या हो रहा है, मतलब क्यों मुझसे अलग बिठा के बात कर रहे हैं. दिस इज माई प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस ओवर 9 years. I have observed the other partner already, starts making stories in their mind. Definitely, इसने इसको इसका जहन बना दिया होगा, अब ये काउंसलर शायद मेरी नहीं सुनेगा. एंड इसके साथ भी यही होता है. तो but then what we do is first we listen to both of them separately and then we make them sit together और फिर दोनों से लाइक वी स्टार्ट एड्रेसिंग देयर प्रॉब्लम और हम उनसे बात करना शुरू करते हैं, एक एक की प्रॉब्लम को एड्रेस करते हैं. सी बात हमको ये भी समझने की जरूरत है, हम हमेशा एक एक यूरोपियन वेस्टर्न कल्चर को अपनाते हुए हमको काम नहीं करना है. आवर काउंसलिंग revolves around Islamic teaching. तो वी डेफिनेटली जब आप सल्लम का उसवा दिया जाता है, आई मीन आपकी एग्जेम्पलरी लाइफ सामने रखी जाती है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली हमने प्रैक्टिकली देखा दिल उनके नर्म पड़ना शुरू होते हैं. और अगर हम अगर कुरान और हदीस की भी रोशनी में अगर देखें ना, तो अल्लाह ताला ने ये वादा किया है कि जो आर्बिट्रेटर या जो बीच में होगा दो हस्बैंड वाइफ के बीच में, जो सुलह कराने की कोशिश करेगा, अगर उसकी नीयत सुलह कराने की होगी तो अल्लाह उसके अंदर जरूर बरकत और सुलह डालेंगे. तो दिस इज एक्चुअली प्रैक्टिकली होता ये है कि अलग जब बात करते हैं आप और ओपन काउंसलिंग नहीं करते हैं, तो फिर इनके बीच और भी डाउट्स, इनके जहन में और भी डाउट्स पैदा होते हैं. So what we do is first we listen to them separately, and then we make them sit together, and we talk to them in a private room only with the couple. So that makes things more easier, और ज्यादा ट्रस्ट बनता है दोनों के बीच में. दो आई नो जो एक्चुअली इस तरह से प्रोफेशनल सिर्फ काउंसलिंग सीखते हैं ना, वो उन लोगों की प्रैक्टिस ये होती है इनको इधर समझाया उनको उधर समझाया, बट दैट रियली डजंट वर्क वेल फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए काम भी नहीं करता है. What practically seen is like when they are open, why the disputes arise between husband and wife, because there's a communication gap. There's always, things exaggerate इसलिए होते हैं because कहीं ना कहीं कपल के बीच में जब कम्युनिकेशन गैप होने लगता है, तो that makes things worse between them. नाउ हमारा काम, एक काउंसलर का काम ये होता है कि उस कम्युनिकेशन गैप को हम कहीं ना कहीं काउंसलिंग के दौरान कम भी करते हैं. जब हम ओपन काउंसलिंग शुरू करते हैं तो वी ऑल्सो सी दैट both are talking openly to each other, and we also see that they simultaneously keep peace or maintain peace accordingly. So this is working with us with Alhamdulillah till day.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Can I add
Before,
one or two liners?
yeah, please.
See, the methodology what we apply is that once we know the problem, second thing we try to check their willingness to live together. Once they agree to stay together, then we do not talk about the past. We show them the way how to move ahead. So in the discussion, we will never go back to what has happened. We will show them the guideline how to move ahead, how to resolve issues. So we block the past thing. Once they agree to what to call reconcile and live together, we block the past, because if you give an opening to the past, then the solution would never, come to existence.
Thank you,
That's
sir. Next question, Sohail sir. Someone, has made up the mind to get married, alhamdulillah. Okay. And then, whatever the anxieties with that, they have been resolved and they have made up their mind. And whatever the criteria you have mentioned, according to that, they have decided. Now, how one should prepare for the marriage?
okay. Fundamentally, one, as I said, they need to know what marriage is. Second thing is that they need to understand that marriage is not a fantasy, dream world. The ground realities are different. So they need to discuss with their parents, and the parents need to share their experience, what challenges they encountered. Third thing is that couple usually look for love as something as something which is exciting, but they need to understand that developing a love, it is a process. And as I said, when marriage take place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, puts concern among the family members. They live together, naturally there is a care. The care between the boy and the girl, or husband and wife, and the two families. When the care becomes strong, there's a warmthness in the care, then the respect starts. Without respect, there cannot be love. And the another name for love is sacrifice. So they need to understand this part also. There are expectations. Usually people come with a lot of expectations. So they need to understand that suppose, lot of youngsters, what they do is that before marriage, they meet. Now, they need to understand what topic they need to discuss when they meet before marriage. What they could discuss is that what should be the common purpose of their family. What should be the values on which they need to basically nurture the relationship. What should be the goals in their life? These are the things they need to work. Once they have a common purpose and goal, then the chances of conflict, the chances of expectations going overboard doesn't happen. Hope I
Yeah,
answered.
thank you, sir. Going back to the previous comment about the open counseling, if I'm not wrong, Maybe what he meant was this open webinar counseling session. Maybe he thought that we'll bring out everyone's personal life here. No, I just want to make a clarification here that we are not taking names, we are not taking individualization, and we're not pointing to any particular person. If they are pointing the question directly to us, we are answering. Otherwise, we had provided them a separate number to send us the question directly for confidentiality sake. So I think whoever is asked, I think is clear about the doubt that we are not here to expose anyone's personal issues here. Okay, let's move to the next question. Ma'am, like since there is a comment about the communication gaps and things, I just want to put a question like, what are the most common communication failures leading to marital breakdown?
जी, ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल है। निकाह देखिए कम्युनिकेशन के अतराफ ही, इन्हें दो इंसानों का रिश्ता, चाहे वो कोई रिश्ता हो, इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन हाउ बेस्ट यू कम्युनिकेट विद ईच अदर। चाहे वो इट्स एनी फीलिंग, द फीलिंग ऑफ लव, द फीलिंग ऑफ एंजाइटी, द फीलिंग्स ऑफ फियर, एनीथिंग, किसी भी रिश्ते में कम्युनिकेशन इज प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल। सो मैरिज इज नॉट एन एक्सेप्शन टू इट। तो इसी के चलते हुए, बट सी अनफॉर्चुनेटली, मैं ऐसी कुछ आपके सामने सच्चाइयां लाऊंगी, ले आऊंगी, जिससे आप लोगों के जहन में बहुत सारे सवाल और भी आएंगे इससे रिलेटेड। जैसे बात कम्युनिकेशन की उठी तो किसी ने कम्युनिकेशन पर सवाल किया। देखिए, कम्युनिकेशन जहां हस्बैंड वाइफ को करनी होती है, आजकल के बच्चे यानी दिस जनरेशन communicates with parents more than their partners after marriage. And unfortunately, vice versa, what happens is when they were supposed to communicate with parents prior to their marriage or early before their marriage, they never communicated with the parents as well. But what they do is, once they are into a marriage, they start communicating with their parents, start taking advice from their parents or from their sisters or from their relatives. But what exactly is needed is, जब कुरान कहता है कि मियाँ बीवी एक दूसरे का लिबास है, तो उसकी अहमियत को समझाना ना, इस पीढ़ी को, इस जनरेशन को, इवन जो उनके पेरेंट हैं वो भी भूल गए हैं। दैट काउंसलिंग आल्सो, प्री मैरिज काउंसलिंग इज आल्सो नॉट डन बाय द पेरेंट्स नाउअडेज, बिकॉज देयर इज नो कम्युनिकेशन बिटवीन पेरेंट्स एंड चिल्ड्रन। एंड जैसे एंजाइटी की बात आई थी, दैट हैपेंस इमीडिएटली आफ्टर मैरिज। सर बता रहे थे ना कि पेरेंट्स को भी इसमें बात करनी चाहिए, सिखाना अपनी पास्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस से। तो अब होता ये है, शादी के बाद जो हस्बैंड वाइफ को कम्युनिकेट करना चाहिए था, सी मुझे आपकी ये बात पसंद है, आपकी ये बात नहीं पसंद है, नाउ दे एक्सपेक्ट दैट, ओ व्हाई, द गर्ल एक्सपेक्ट्स, व्हाई इज ही नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग मी? I am new to this family. He always is with his mother or sister or family. He doesn't care my feelings. Now she starts struggling inside, and then finally she ends up communicating the same feeling to her parent rather than expressing to the husband. Now he gets offended. She's went and told about my things, personal things between us to her parents. Things ऐसे बढ़ जाते हैं। सो कम्युनिकेशन प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल। अ पार्टनर, एक सही पार्टनर्स वो होते हैं जो अपनी फील, जब आप लिबास हो एक दूसरे का, तो एक दूसरे को उस तरह से उतनी क्लोजनेस आपके अंदर होनी चाहिए। इमीडिएटली निकाह के बाद अब सब पराए होते हैं, आप दोनों एक दूसरे के बहुत सगे हो गए। आई मीन, यू आर द फर्स्ट रिलेशन। आप एक दूसरे पे ट्रस्ट करें, आप एक दूसरे को बोलें, बैठकर जब बात की जाती है तो पीपल, इट बिकम्स इजियर फॉर ईच पार्टनर टू अंडरस्टैंड द अदर। चाहे वो शादी की शुरुआत हो या बीच का वक्त हो या फिर आखिरी वक्त, किसी भी मोड़ पे जिंदगी के, कम्युनिकेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। सो एक्चुअली द पार्टनर्स नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड वॉट एवर आई हैव टू एक्सप्रेस, जो भी मुझे इसके बारे में फील होता है, आई हैव टू टेल देम स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड। आज की जेंजी तो वैसे तो बहुत स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है, लेकिन जब रिश्ते निभाने की बात आती है तो कहीं वो जाकर सिकुड़ जाते हैं, और फिर कहीं जाकर जिससे नहीं करना है उसको सारी बातें बताते हैं, और जिसको बताना है नहीं बताते हैं। इस बात को समझनी होगी, और इस बात को समझाने के लिए पेरेंट्स को पोस्ट मैरिज काउंसलिंग करने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो बिगाड़ देते हैं बात। प्री मैरिज काउंसलिंग करके भेजें कि अब उस घर में अपने अपने शौहर से बात करो, और लड़के की वालदेन भी ये कहें कि अपनी बीवी की बातें खुद आप आपस में सुलझाओ। दिस इज व्हाट इज नीड ऑफ द आवर।
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Before moving to next question to Sohail, sir, I saw Sati Babu joining here. I'm not sure whether he's able to catch up with the language. If he has any issues, he can raise the question and we will try to address if there are any language issues. Thank you so much. Sohail, sir, a lot of marriages, there are some issues related to, the frustration because there is a gap between the expectations and the reality, the ground realities. So how to the manage the expectations in the marriages?
Okay. What I've seen is that if you look at the education system, for maybe 15 years, 17 years, what the child is learning is he is developing skills, he is developing knowledge and skills related to his or her profession. No school nor any family teaches the children nowadays how to handle the problem. I have come across many cases, IITs, IIMs, super specialized doctors. They can be a good doctor, they are good engineers, they are management people, but they do not know how to handle the problem. Now, the reason, what is the question? Can you come back on the question?
Yeah, like how to manage the expectations in the marriage.
Okay, yeah. So this is what. So because they lack skills, they fail to understand the expectations. Now, when there's a conflict, either of the party says that they are not able to meet the expectations. Now, in that case, what is required to be done is that to understand what kind of an expectation the spouse is not able to meet. So they could be expectations related to, rather than generalizing, they need to basically bifurcate into, is it emotional expectations? Is it communication expectations? Family, financial, household expectations, social, career, intimate relationship, okay, or values. Once you define that, once you bifurcate the different expectation, then you can categorize into finance, emotional, skill, attitude, and knowledge. Now, financial, if you look at the expectation, they remain stable unless the person is very progressive, is earning continuously, there's an increment every year. So based on the financial expectation, you can plan your future. But suppose there are expectations related to caring or respect or intimate relationship, or someone is not appreciative, or there's a what you call a problem with the affection, showing of affection. One needs to understand that every person has a different style of expressing himself. So each other, the spouse need to understand each other, give them time. Suppose someone is lacking in something, the other person, the other spouse should try to help in developing those skills or emotions. And that's how it is possible that, okay, where the expectations could be matched. Otherwise, if you look at the Islamic perspective, women have given a specific role, men has given a specific role. Within that, if you start looking for expectation, in that case, everyone should try to excel to be good in what is being expected of them. So managing expectation is possible only through when you bifurcate the expectation and analyzing each of the expectations and then working on it. In that case, it could be worked out. There's another thing I would like to add here is that when at least after marriage, within 1 year, the husband and wife needs to come to a common goals. That is, what is the purpose of the family? What are the values? What are the goals and objectives? Once these are defined, unwanted expectation vanishes away. Both work on the common goals to make the family better.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Can you give me 5 minutes break? I'll just pray and come back.
Yeah, sure. Till then, I'll address to us, ma'am. Afsar, ma'am, there is one interesting comment, question basically related to the expectations, forceful commitment that requires you to keep lowering your expectations. So why one should marry in this day
Can you
and
please
age?
repeat your question, Dr. Shafiq, once again?
Yeah, the question is actually there was a long question. I'm just trying to summarize it. Basically,
Mhm.
the person is saying that most marriages are a forceful commitment that requires you to keep lowering your expectations. So in
Mhm.
this day and age, why one should marry?
So,
Actually, that was
does he
supposed to
mean
go
to say,
to
does he mean to
Sohail sir
say
because he
our
was talking
marriage
about
itself is,
expectations, but since he's
no,
gone for prayer, if you
no,
can.
no, does he mean to say, is the marriage itself was forceful?
What I understand is in marriages are not, I mean, there's nothing like black and white. So there's a lot of, I mean, most of the time it's like compromising or sacrificing or lowering your expectations. So this is what the meaning I understood. I don't know if I'm
So,
correct.
Dr. Shafiq, I think
Yeah.
this is actually not the teachings of Islam or the preachings of Islam. Marriage is never forceful in Islam, right? Unfortunately, we really parents don't understand that we are not supposed to impose marriage on somebody. It's his is or her, complete freedom given by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala Himself. So once the marriage is not a compulsion, then there doesn't arise, such kind of situation. I think, equally the girl is also given the right to choose one's partner. सो मे बी अगर मैं सही समझी हूँ, मुश्किल तो यहीं से शुरू होती है जब किसी के ऊपर रिश्ता थोपा जाता है। लेकिन
And
बट
not
देन
necessarily, I
एक्सपेक्टेशंस
think,
को
ma'am, thoda,
बट
just
देन
trying to.
एक्सपेक्टेशंस एक्सपेक्टेशंस को डेफिनेटली एक मैरिज के बाद द पार्टनर्स विल डेफिनेटली हैव हाई एक्सपेक्टेशंस. But what can make them understand is, the partners also simultaneously not only should have expectation, but they should also understand that this marriage will be successful only with care and love. If there's love and care, then expectations become secondary. Now comes the thing which sir was saying. It will become easy for each partner to make little sacrifices, which makes the marriage more successful. So I think these are the two things, two main, should I use the word weapons to curb the expectations, is care and love. One partner
Okay.
should understand that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
There is one more comment. I
Ne, well,
think it's worth
Dr. Sir,
taking. Yes, sir.
okay, can I also answer this question
Yeah,
because
yeah, please,
they're all very
please.
recent. The question I was trying to understand because the question was a bit complicated. You have sent it to me. So what I've understood is that why there's a need to marry in this today's situation when the marriage becomes a burden. That is what the person is trying to say. And because of the burden, you try to lower the expectations. And when you start lowering the expectation, you start compromising, the whole family gets distorted. That is probably the person is trying to ask. So the whole thing is that he is asking why is there a need to marry in this situation. So my answer is that marriage, it is recommended by all the religion, and it is a commandment which has to be fulfilled. Second thing, if you look at the human life, uh, human being by nature, they are quarrelsome. They are always fighting. If they understand that there is a peace and tranquility in the marriage, then they should believe and work on it. If you don't work on what marriage is and how to nurture the relationship, then it becomes a marriage becomes a burden. If you don't get married, so society would get corrupt. So if the society gets corrupt, then there's a major problem in the whole world. And it would be very difficult for people to what to call, control what is happening. Everyone would face the problem. So one, for to make your marriage, look less burdensome, you need to excel to build up the relationship. And I've given the process, that is concern, care, respect, and love. You need to work on it. What I've seen is that 90% of the people are in between concern and care. 6 to 7% people reach the level of respect. 3 to 4% reach a level of love. And when you reach a level of love, then you reach a level of fantasy. That, excitement and, the fun and, the happiness which you get. So that is my answer to the question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. The comments from both Afsar ma'am and Sohail sir leads to the next question, which I am directing to Afsar ma'am. When do you advise a reconciliation and when do you advise separation? Because sir used the word burden, I felt this should be the next question.
ये बहुत important सवाल है आपका. See, whatever I am sharing is my practical experience here. Let me be very clear, Dr. Shafiq. See, reconciliation उस वक्त जरूरी होता है जब आपके बीच differences are very, very meager, very minute, very small differences. So the counselor has to gauge, what kind of difference is that? Is it a minor, a regular difference, which any marriage or with faces the differences or goes through these differences, or they are beyond this minor or the regular differences? If that is so, if they are minor and very common, differences which you find in any marriage, then we definitely advise for a reconciliation. And second important thing, very important thing, when children are involved, the partners, the couple has to understand that once you give birth to एक बच्चे को जन्म देना, एक जिम्मेदारी होता है. The child didn't force you, to bring the child into this world. It was your choice. But that was not just a choice, it was a responsibility. So you cannot just go enter and then go whenever you want to go out of this bound, अच्छा नहीं लगा आप निकल गए. You didn't care for the child. No? So when there are children, we become very cautious while we are counseling. We make them understand that, see, your life doesn't revolve around your selfish needs or only your comfort zone. Once you are a parent, you have to come out of that comfort zone. A parent is just not a parent like that. So you become more responsible when there are children between you. So if there are children, तो दो चीजें अहम हैं. एक तो अगर छोटे माइनर डिफरेंसेस है जो रिपेयर हो सकते हैं या उसको खत्म किया जा सकता है, तो देन आई डेफिनेटली एडवाइज फॉर रिकंसिलिएशन. सेकेंड इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग, व्हेन देयर आर चिल्ड्रन, जब बच्चा है आपके बीच में, तो वी believe me, Dr. Shafiq, we try our best. Sometimes we take 30, we ended up taking 36 sessions to convince them, think of this life also. There also we do advise reconciliation. Think like a parent, not like a partner. ये बात आती है. Separation, then again, we advise only when we see that these differences are not normal differences. And also, the couple doesn't have child. ये बहुत अच्छा वक्त होता है ना, कि जैसे कुरान कहता है, अगर निभा ना सको, जिसका मफहूम और जिसका एसेंस और मीनिंग ये है कि अगर निभा ना सको तो रिस्पेक्टफुली अपने रास्ते अलग कर लो. तो जहाँ बच्चा नहीं है और डिफरेंसेस ऐसे हैं कि बहुत बहुत ग्रेव, अगर बहुत सीरियस लगते हैं, तो उस वक्त भी हम सेपरेशन की एडवाइस दे देते हैं। और बच्चे होते हुए भी हम सेपरेशन की एडवाइस कभी कभी दे देते हैं, क्योंकि पता है आपको, यू नो हमारी ऑब्जर्वेंस ये है कि इतनी टॉक्सिक जब मैरिटल लाइफ होती है ना, वो बच्चा, जो बच्चे हैं, ऐसे रिश्ते से एक टॉक्सिसिटी बच्चे के नेचर के अंदर भी डेवलप होना शुरू होती है। तो इससे बेहतर ये है कि आप सेपरेट हो जाओ, तो बच्चे को ये लर्निंग मिलेगी कि एक दूसरे की बाउंड्रीज को अगर रिस्पेक्ट नहीं किया, एक दूसरे के राइट्स को अगर रिस्पेक्ट नहीं किया, एक दूसरे की तरफ ड्यूटीज को फुलफिल नहीं किया, तो फिर अंजाम बुरा होता है। तो बच्चा ये भी सीखेगा। तो दो सूरतों में, जहां इतने ज्यादा हो गए हैं डिफरेंसेस और डिस्प्यूट, जो लगता है कि एक एक पार्टनर तैयार ही नहीं है, किसी की कितनी भी सैक्रिफाइस के बावजूद द अदर पार्टनर इज नॉट रेडी टू मेंड देयर वेज। In such a situation, we definitely advise separation. And also, when we find, when that, you know the marriage has become so toxic that it's affecting so badly to the children, that they are also developing a toxic, kind of nature. So for the future of the child, we advise them ki please kindly respectfully part your ways. These are the two situations we do. We actually either advise for reconciliation or separation.
Thank you
Hope I
so
have
much, ma'am.
answered to
Yeah,
the expectation.
that
Yeah.
was so informative. Thank you so much, ma'am. Sohail, sir, when there is discussion about separation, so since most of the marriages, they don't like to get into the separation issue. So how to nurture the relationship in marriage so that we don't end up in separation? How to nurture the relationships?
Okay. What we have experienced is that in reality, in most of the cases, there are no issues. The issues are very small. Whatever the problems they have, they get stuck up with that because they do not know how to solve the problem or the process of solving the problem. So we help in what you call showing the process of solving the problem. In one case, this guy was in an IIT guy that with he is with IIT with MIM, and the spouse, the girl was from he worked for a top IT company, drawing a beautiful salary. The boy was not what you call not so great communicator. So they were misunderstanding and all that. And they went to a counselor, and the counselor said that, okay, because the girl was talkative, she said she gave her part, and she said that she has done everything to what you call keep the marriage. So the counselor advised that you can separate since you have done so. So I knew both of them, so I called them, and then I tried to understand the problem. When we understand, after understanding the problem was very small. If the girl wants that, she should be appreciated, you should go ahead and appreciate. If you do not know how to appreciate, you play a drama. You play what you call, act like it. What other, another thing is that if she feels that you are not communicative, you take an issue which you like or which is your favorite, you can discuss on that. So this is how we have been able to try to save the relationship. So we should save the relationship by understanding the problem and showing them how to solve that problem.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Actually, I just want to let the audience know that, those who have difficulty in typing the questions will be allowed to speak directly from the mic. But since we have given preference to those who have sent us the questions already before the session, so we are giving the priority for them. Afsar, ma'am, there is one interesting comment in the chat box, which I would like you to take it.
Ji.
The comment says that sometimes parents say, do not express your anxieties to your husband. What about that? Parents need more psychoeducation these days as time has changed and anxiety level of people have increased too.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's very true. See, parents की responsibility ये है कि they should counsel or do give the learnings before the marriage. which can be termed as pre-marriage counseling. Now you give them scope to handle themselves. If he or she is not able to express the anxiety to the partner, how will the partner understand that my partner, I mean the other partner would understand कि मेरे husband को या मेरी wife को ये issue हो रहा है मेरी वजह से, मेरी किसी आदत की वजह से. शायद वो नहीं है, नया है इस रिश्ते में, उसको समझने के लिए टाइम चाहिए होगा. जब जब तक जैसे सर ने बताया प्रॉब्लम को समझेंगे नहीं, जिसको रिजॉल्व करना है उसको प्रॉब्लम समझना ज्यादा जरूरी है. और ये गलत एडवाइस देते हैं पेरेंट्स कि एंजाइटी एक्सप्रेस मत करो. उनको लगता है कहीं इनको कोई ऐसे लेबल ना कर दे कि कहीं जहनी मरीज हो. ये डर पेरेंट्स का है. आप अपने डर, खदशात सब कुछ शादी से पहले क्लियर करें, जीने दें, उनको बताएं कि बात तरीके से रखें. there's a way, there's always, बात कैसे रखी जाए वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. मुझे एंजाइटी हो रहा है तो मैं देखकर ऐसा बोलने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन बट देन देयर इज अ वे. एटलीस्ट द पेरेंट्स शुड टीच देयर चाइल्ड कि अपनी एंजाइटी रखो बट एक्सप्रेस इट इन दिस वे. मेक योर पार्टनर अंडरस्टैंड दिस वे. तो ये बोलने के बजाय कि आप अपनी एंजाइटी, अपनी परेशानी अपने पार्टनर को शेयर ही ना करो, पेरेंट को ये सजेशन या एडवाइस देनी चाहिए कि यू डू एक्सप्रेस इट बट पुट इट इन दीज वर्ड्स. इस तरह से अपने पार्टनर के सामने रखो, so that the partner take it in a positive way and try to address or resolve the issue. Anxiety ko bhi. Hope I've answered.
Yeah, since you mentioned about the relatives, I just want to take up a question pertaining to that. How can couples resolve conflict without involving the relatives and courts?
Here comes the role of communication. But see, it's not necessary that everyone are excellent with communication skills. But at least their marital bond should be so strong enough, at least should be strong enough to talk openly to each other, what they are going through, what is bothering them, what do they like. When I say communication, it's not always that you express only what bothers you in the partner. जैसे अभी सर ने कहा नो, एप्रिसिएशन एक एग्जाम्पल बता रहे थे सर, दैट इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट. सो बोथ द पार्टनर्स नीड टू communicate with each other as to what they like like about their partner, what they do not like about the partner, what behavior is troubling them, what is making them happy, what is satisfying them with your partner. These things they need to talk openly with each other. कुरान ऑल्सो हमने कुरान और हदीस से भी ये सुना है ना कि आप अपने पार्टनर से जब नाराज होते हो तो कैसे एक्सप्रेस करना है. आप अपने बिस्तर अलग करने की कितनी प्यारा तरीका बताया कि आप अपना बिस्तर अलग कर लो. उसके बाद वो खुद एक निशानी है ना कि दैट यू आर नॉट हैप्पी. तो देखिए एवरीथिंग आप सोचो, द सॉल्यूशन इज इन इस्लाम. इस्लाम हैज ऑलरेडी टॉट अस. आप इस तरह से एक्सप्रेस करो. आप अच्छा, आज फिजिकल अब्यूज भी बहुत हो जाता है ना गुस्से में कि कोई समझ नहीं रहा. यहाँ भी इस्लाम सिखाता है कि बस ऐसे हल्के से जहाँ चोट भी महसूस ना हो, इतना ही मारने का हुक्म है. मैं फिर कहीं और डिविएट हो रही हूँ, लेकिन बोलना ये चाहती हूँ कि कम्युनिकेशन इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट. रिलेटिव्स को बाहर रखने के लिए द पार्टनर्स शुड अंडरस्टैंड दैट इन्वॉल्विंग रिलेटिव्स और गोइंग टू द कोर्ट विल नॉट रिजॉल्व देयर प्रॉब्लम. They need to understand that I have to express whatever I am going through to my partner. Sit and talk, communicate is the best solution of everything, instead of bringing a third party. Lekin, as I also pointed out, that everyone are not good at expressing. Some are shy, some feel कि maybe इसका और misuse हो सकता है if I express my feelings. In that case, they should go to a trained couple counselor. Their role becomes because see, never go to a relative these days. वो relatives चले गए, वो जमाना चले गया जब relatives रिश्ता जोड़ते थे, बनाते थे. Now what experience shows is like they the relatives are acting, they act like a fuel to the fire. So I openly would definitely advise, please don't go to the relatives. At least trust in the courts, because the courts also try to prolong so much that finally the intention of prolonging the case itself is like, खुद आके बोल दो कि decide something. We are ready to compromise this way. Either live together, either part the ways. This is the opinion of a practicing judge who express, why they give so long dates in family disputes. So communication is the first important thing. Sit and talk openly. If you're not able to express, please go to a trained couple counselor. They will definitely help you, inshallah.
Sure.
Or the best thing is follow the uswa of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Bistar alag karo apne, they would understand. Or that is also a very good way of expressing that you're not happy. That's it.
Thank you. Thank
Dr.
you,
Sir,
ma'am.
can I add one liner?
Yeah, please.
प्रॉब्लम पेरेंट्स तक क्यों जाता है या पेरेंट्स क्यों इन्वॉल्व होते हैं? क्योंकि पेरेंट्स जानते हैं कि उनके बच्चों की काबिलियत क्या है। एक माँ जो है अपनी बेटी के ऊपर, जैसे शादी होने के बाद वो कॉल करती है, कैसे है, उनकी नीयत होती है कि इसको गाइड करे इनिशियली, बट धीरे धीरे क्या होता है कि दे गेट इन्वॉल्व इनटू द पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम, एंड दैट्स हाउ द पेरेंट्स डू नॉट नो व्हाट इज द लिमिट, वेयर टू स्टॉप। गाइडेंस करते करते वो फैमिली के अंदर इन्वॉल्व होना चाहते हैं। That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Before going to the next question, I just want to request the audience that if any one of you would like to ask question directly by unmuting, please raise your hand so that we can give you a chance. Till then, let me take another question. Mhm. Okay, ma'am, how do we differentiate between ordinary marital disagreement and abuse? Although you have partially answered in the last question, but if you would like to add something more on this.
बहुत सिंपल सा प्रिंसिपल है। अभी जैसे मैंने कहा कि रेगुलर डिफरेंसेस तो देखिए, जहां दो बर्तन है वहां तो आवाज आएगी। उसी तरह दो इंसान, इट्स अनअवॉइडेबल दैट व्हेन टू पीपल आर लिविंग टुगेदर, दैट टू पीपल ऑफ डिफरेंट नेचर, फ्रॉम डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड्स, when they are living together, definitely there will be some differences. The differences are prone to happen, but then when such differences go to the extent of disturbing you mentally, giving you sleepless nights, or only one partner is supposed to compromise every time, compromise in every way possible, disregarding their own interest, disregarding their health, their economic condition, their social condition, disregard of all these aspects of one partner, then that is an abuse. It's not just a simple difference or simple dispute. It has risen to the level of an abuse. Then it's
Thank you.
a high time that they have to take a call on that.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Shahid and Mr. Kaleem, can you please have a look at the raising hands in the participants list so that you can unmute them and let them speak. Mr. Salman Saab, please unmute and ask quickly. If Salman Saab is not ready, Majid bhai. Mr. Shahid and Kaleem bhai, make sure that they are able to unmute themselves.
Yeah, hello,
Sure.
sir. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Majid, yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
How do one communicate with a spouse who is completely silent, living in a different city, and living in a different city against the will of husband, and refusing couples counseling, especially when she comes from a dysfunctional, broken family, and her immediate relatives are also unresponsive, despite her advanced background in both bachelor's and master's in Islamic psychology.
Who'd like to take Afsar, ma'am?
Yeah,
Now, I think this is a situation where medical help is needed. When when you're not able to take the help of a relative also, neither the counselor, neither the expert, then definitely some kind of medical experts, people are not like this. लोग ऐसे आमतौर पे होते नहीं है. ये बहुत रेयर केस है जहाँ पे रिश्तेदार को भी नहीं बात की जा सकती, वो भी साइलेंट है, जहाँ ये भी साइलेंट है, ना आपकी शादी आगे बढ़ रही है, ना इसका कोई तस्वीर हो रहा है, तो देन डेफिनेटली एक कॉल लेना चाहिए.
Sohail, sir, you'd like to add
yeah,
something?
yeah. Okay. In such cases, we show the extremes of remaining aloof from marriage. The extremes is that if you stay alone, what are the consequences? Financial, psychological consequences. Like, for example, if the person is alone, there could be many psychological problem. It could be depression problem, anxiety problem, health problem, hormonal changes, and in case if they grow up in the older age, they will have no one to take care of them. So we show them the extreme to reconcile. That's our approach.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
There's one
There is
hand
one
raised
question.
from Ahmed Saab.
Yeah, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My question would be like, so given the time duration that the couples might have differences, like suppose even if they are living within the same roof, but the time spent like for maybe 2 years or more, like they're not talking on the talking terms, and there are kids involved, and the grown-up kids are involved. Like some are taking side with the mother, and some are with the father. Is there any chances of them like being reconciled also, like going like to an extent extreme? What do you say? Not sort of too much extreme, but going to some level of like discussions within the family, but still they are not into talking terms. I just wanted like to have a counseling, but given that their background, is there any chances that they could even reconcile also?
Shall I take it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Just okay. No, in the fraction of a second, I missed the question again. The couple are not speaking. Okay, that's the question.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not on the
Okay.
talking terms
Yeah.
for a
Okay.
long
Okay.
time,
Okay.
maybe
Yeah.
2 years, 3 years, and they've
Okay.
been like having holding
Okay. Okay.
grudges
Yeah.
against each other.
Okay. Now, in this situation, how we handle it? We try to understand what the problem is. We break the problem into pieces, try to address one problem at a time. Second, we give them the solution of handling the problem. Okay. Third thing is that we try to set a common goals among themselves so that they can work together on these common goals. That is our approach.
Thank you.
I would like to add
Yeah,
here, Dr. Shafiq.
yeah, please, ma'am,
See,
please.
this case also, the question also involved about the children, right? Children taking favor of one parent, another parent. Here the children also need to be assessed. The counselor need to assess the children and assess the situation as to why the situation has arisen where the children are involving between with the parents. ऐसी हालत ऐसी ऐसा पॉइंट ही क्यों पहुंचे हम, और चिल्ड्रन बच्चों की भी एक काउंसलिंग की जरूरत होती है ऐसे केसेस में. देन जैसे सर ने कहा कि इसको टुकड़ों में पीसेस करके ही इसका सॉल्यूशन देखा जा सकता है. बच्चों की
Thank you.
काउंसलिंग, बच्चों का असेसमेंट हो, बच्चों की काउंसलिंग हो, बच्चों को इससे दूर रखा जाए, फिर पेरेंट्स से बात की जाए, पार्टनर्स से अलग अलग बात की जाए. डेफिनेटली ये कहीं ना कहीं कोई ना कोई बेहतरीन नतीजे तक पहुंच सकता है ऐसी सिचुएशन में. काउंसलर
Thank you.
थोड़ा हाँ केयरफुल है.
Yeah,
ओके.
please. Mr. Salman Saab, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm audible
Yeah,
right
please.
now.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, my question is that if someone has to choose between the job and the wife, which one is to be chosen?
At which stage of life?
Starting. Only one couple is there. I just
Yeah.
want to explain. I don't want to name, but I'm just facing this problem with some of them. They requested me. One person is working in Dubai,
Mm.
and he is working as a trainer in a gym.
Okay.
And the girl is highly qualified, and she is living in India.
Okay.
The girl is complaining that you leave the job because you are training the girl. Either leave the
Mhm.
training, get another job, or leave me. And the guy is taking a flight tomorrow or day after to go and get divorced. So I just want your expert opinion how to survive in this case, what to help, what way to help them.
Okay. Interesting. Who would like to take
I
Yeah,
would
Sohail?
like to take this question, not because I'm a woman, but definitely choose your
Please.
wife. The person should choose the wife because रिस्क का वादा तो अल्लाह ने कर दिया है ना, यही है। हमारे घरों में जो दीन की कमी है, हमको हमको आज गुलाम बना के छोड़ दिया है। डेफिनेटली यहाँ भी दे हैव ही कैन एक्सप्लोर many things, many opportunities might be waiting, but once a wife is gone, will you have a peaceful mind to work? Will you have a peaceful heart and soul and body to give your full to the job? No. A person needs to be, यानी एक इंसान को पूरा करता है उसका निकाह, उसकी अज़वाजी जिंदगी। That should be a priority. Definitely, रिस्क अल्लाह ने वादा किया है वो आएगा, though it's very difficult, but still Allah has promised, we have to trust his plans.
Can I communicate, ma'am, with you, if you don't mind?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Please.
Ma'am, don't you feel that the girl is so rich, the boy is already earning the bread and butter for the whole family, and he will leave a job, he will come and go and sit in the lap of the girl? Do you want to say that?
Uh, yes, yes, you are
Do you
See,
right.
want to say that
Lekin
girl is
see,
uh,
more important than job?
when
no,
there
no,
is a
but
comment and counter comment, my role comes in.
no,
So,
but that's okay. Dr. Shafiq, I would like to answer him.
yeah,
Yes,
please.
sir.
See, why do you marry somebody? To leave the a partner alone here and you go somewhere and work like, day and night like animals. Don't you have your life? Only bread and butter for the entire family is your priority. Even in that case, can't he take the wife along with him?
Yeah, he can.
Don't the wife has her needs? Did she come to serve the family and disregard her, हर उसकी अपनी जरूरियात को डिसरिगार्ड करे, पीछे करे? सो ओके, उसका उसका एक रास्ता होता है ना। अच्छी
Okay.
अपॉर्चुनिटी अगर बाहर है तो वो अपनी वाइफ को साथ ले जा सकता है।
Since we do not know the details of the case, I think we need to have more input from the person who has asked the question, because we don't know whether the wife is the one who pushed him to go and look for the job elsewhere in the first place. So that needs to be clarified, because
यस, हो
sometimes
सकता
what
है,
happens
लेकिन
is.
इन जनरल अगर ऐसी सिचुएशन है तो ये एक हल हो सकता है। अदरवाइज देयर आर डिफरेंट सिचुएशंस एंड वन हैज टू एड्रेस अकॉर्डिंग टू द सिचुएशन, एज डॉक्टर शफीक is answering.
Okay, just a quick suggestion to Mr. Salman Saab, that since it's a matter of the married life and divorce, we need to have more information to give insight. Because I mean, what was the initial agreement before the marriage? I mean, whether the wife knew that he's going to go and work elsewhere out of the country. This is one. Second thing is it just that he's in gym, that maybe he's giving less care, or I mean even distantly, to his wife, or she's afraid or apprehensive or feels insecure because he's working in a gym? I mean, we don't know the details. So what was the duration of the marriage, and what was the pre-marriage counseling done or not? So all these details needs to be taken into consideration before giving a verdict. Thank you, ma'am and sir. We'll move on to the next question. Who is there? I think Mr. Said Sufyan Saab, you want to speak? Said Sufyan.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Yeah, please go ahead.
My voice clear?
Yeah. Very much loud
Uh,
and clear.
so I have one of my friends, and I don't want to name him, but he explained to me that his wife he has some kind of mood swings or depression. And sometimes he finds and sometimes when he comes home, he finds that she has just
Gafar bhai,
not
एक
done anything
Sufyan
एक
Saab,
कॉल करते एक मीटिंग है,
Sufyan Saab, your voice was
yet.
clear in the beginning,
एक
but
आधे
there is
घंटे
a
से
lot
कॉल
of
करता हूँ,
voice
चलेगा?
breakage. If you could type, that would be very great because we are not able to comprehend the question.
Can you hear me now?
Or if you're on speaker, please put off the speaker and speak because the voice is not very clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Yes. So what I was saying is, my question is that how do you deal with a spouse who is having, say, depression or having mood swings? Like sometimes when my friend he comes from work, he finds that the house is still a mess and the dishes have not been cleaned. There's no cooking being done, and sometimes she is very affectionate. Sometimes she is feeling that marrying this guy, it's a new marriage basically. So
Okay.
sometimes she says that marrying him was the biggest blessing that happened in her life, and sometimes she's like, it is like one of my biggest mistake in my life. And
Okay.
sometimes when he comes home, he doesn't find her doing the stuff. Sometimes he finds that she does not wake up in the morning because she had some issues and she did not sleep at night. And so, there is some issues because of this in their marriage.
Okay. Just to be fair to both parties, and before I pass the question to our counselors, I just want to ask, like, do they have children? She's a housewife or,
Yes,
huh?
housewife. She's highly educated. She's a
Okay.
housewife
Do they
and
have
she's not
children?
working. Uh, they are expecting actually.
Okay. All right. So initially she was fine, and then like they moved to this place, and then she felt lonely, and then she went to depression, and then this behavior is being witnessed, or how it is like.
From what I know, he told me that she had some she had some loss in her life, like parents and something. So after that, she had she had this propensity sometimes to feel low and feel demotivated and depressed, and sometimes stuck in the loop of anxiety and things like that. And
Okay.
after she married, she was having a good time, and yeah, from what I know, she was having a good time. And sometimes there is like there is like a season. There is like a season. Sometimes this, sometimes that. It's like
Okay.
weather. It's like the weather.
So,
It's not
so
predictable.
I just want to ask you, have they consulted any mental health specialist, psychologist, psychiatrist, or any?
Um, from what I know, when they were in the initial stages, they consulted someone and they gave them some medicines as well. But because they
Okay.
were trying to conceive, they did not proceed with this one.
Okay, I will give the preference to counselors first. Sir, ma'am, who would like to take this question?
Dr.
Yeah, I'll just
Shafiq.
take it.
Yeah, please.
Shall I take it?
Yeah, please
Ladies
take.
first. Ladies first.
Okay,
No, nothing like that. Please, sir, please go ahead. I have no
okay.
nothing.
For me, it is a total case of confusion. Confusion in terms of expectations, in terms of uh, how she needs to behave in a particular situation. If that can be addressed, the problem could be sorted out. But suppose there is a sharp deviation in her behavior. So I would recommend if she can, do ruqya. That would be better. That will help her. So one is ruqya, and second thing is that if someone can help her in terms of what to call why and what is the reason, on what issues, what subject, what topic the mood changes, that needs to be identified. Is there a problem with the expectations? She is not able to fulfill the expectations, or the husband is not able to fulfill the expectations. If this can be identified, I am sure the problem can be solved.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, you would like to add something?
जी मैं ये कहती हूँ क्योंकि यहाँ पे वी ऑल्सो कम टू नो दैट शी वाज ऑन मेडिकेशन. Let me tell you, she definitely needs a. I think she definitely needs medical help, but not with a psychiatrist. You know, psychiatrists put the patient on medication, on pills, and which makes them more low. You know, either they are sleeping all the time. You know, depression के parents को ऐसे depressants देते हैं कि वो सोती रहें, अच्छी नींद लें, वगैरह वगैरह कह के, और फिर ये कंसीव होने का इशू आया, फिर यहाँ रुक गया तो फिर से वो ट्रिगर करेगा. और मैंने ऐसे भी केसेस देखे जहां पे 12-12 साल लोग दवाई खाते हैं फिर भी ठीक नहीं होते हैं. तो द बेस्ट थिंग इज, एक तो सर ने जो कहा रुकया, डेफिनेटली पहले वो करें, और साथ में क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट को अप्रोच करें. देखिए, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट एंड अ साइकियाट्रिस्ट. Psychiatrist will put you on medication, and clinical psychologist will show you out a proper way, you know, which is definitely उसको एक therapy कह सकते हैं, and that works more. But unfortunately, we in India don't have that good clinical psychologist. I am also searching for someone good who can help my, you know, counselings. So, ये situation purely needs the intervention of a clinical psychologist.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
ma'am, sir, sharing for the, your opinion on this. I just want to conclude this question by saying that, I think definitely they need to start visiting a counselor first, a basic counselor, okay, just to know where is the issue, okay, just as sir said, the expectation issue, okay. So from both sides, they need to, the a proper history has to
Just
be
to
taken.
inform your opinions about the situation, because sir was talking about expectations and what he's able to provide and what she's able to provide. They are both highly educated. One of them is a big level manager in a very nice company, and she is a doctor, and she used to be practicing her profession before she married. And yani, her
Okay.
expectation was to start practicing, but because of her depression, she was not able to take the steps. They live abroad, so because of her depression, because of her lack of motivation, she could not take any steps to start practicing in the new country.
Okay.
Now, can I ask one question? Is she MBBS or she is Unani or
She's an
Ayurvedic?
MBBS doctor. She's an MBBS
MBBS
doctor.
doctor. Okay. I see one of the reasons for her depression could be career. Huh? Could be career. She's not able to excel in a career.
I don't like to generalize, being from the medical fraternity. It could be, but not necessarily the only reason for depression, because the issue is little complicated with the recent marriage, and she's from medical side and he's not from medical side. And initially she was fine, and then the things started changing. So we need to take a detailed history, what were their expectation before the marriage, and from which turning point the things started to deteriorate. And again, as sir said, that the career may be an issue, so in that case she needs a career guidance. And regarding Sufyan bhai's comment that they are qualified, I just want to add that unfortunately, with the due respect to all the professionals, just getting degrees is not a qualification that the marriage life will be very happy married life and there will be no issues. And there is no guarantee for that, because the leading a married life is entirely different from getting degrees. There are uneducated people living very happily. They have no issues and they are more enjoying life than the educated people. So unfortunately, somewhere we are lacking. I mean, either we are busy with the exams and preparation of the, the curriculum and things like this. And ultimately, once we get the degrees and get the job, we end up with the marriage. And after marriage, we don't know what to do the issues. So these could be the issues. And definitely, thank you so much for bringing out this issue. And definitely, we need more information and to give a proper comment. Before I go to next question, I think Mr. Muhammad, can you speak up?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. As I mentioned in the chat box as well, I was waiting for someone can read out from there. But what I see, for many reasons, the children they are either they're self-centered for some reason or the other, and it apparently it's like they don't have emotions, and parents are interested in getting them married, expecting that they will mend their ways, or they will it will be better for them to get married so that at least they will change their way. Is it okay for them to get married, or we need some sort of waiting period for that they can change, or after counseling is needed or something like that?
Ma'am, if
Yeah.
you'd like to take this question, because I
Yes,
believe
yes,
ladies
of
first.
course.
बच्चे को
नहीं,
शादी
डॉक्टर
करा दो ठीक हो जाएगा. Is that true?
हाँ, ऐसा आमतौर
नहीं।
पे सोसाइटी में है कि अभी बच्चा
हम्म,
ऐसा लगता है कि वो मोहब्बत ही नहीं कर पा रहा है, या ये कि उसके अंदर जज्बात नहीं है, वो अपने उसकी शादी
हम्म,
अपनी पर्सनैलिटी पे फोकस किया हुआ है वो। ऐसा लगता है कि भाई आगे चल
हाँ,
के कैसे कैसे शादी होगी, शादी के बाद कैसा होगा। लेकिन लोग पेरेंट्स करना चाहते हैं कि भाई वो शादी के बाद अच्छा हो जाएगा इस तरह से। तो ऐसे कोई मामलात में जो है, आई नो इट्स ए
सर
सॉर्ट ऑफ पेरेंटिंग एज वेल, बट बीइंग ए मैरिज काउंसलर आपसे जो एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि ऐसा क्या हो सकता है क्या?
सर ऐसा कोई इंसान नहीं, कोई जानदार ही नहीं, इंसान तो दूर की बात, कोई जानदार नहीं जो इमोशनलेस पैदा किया अल्लाह ने। अल्लाह सुब्हाना ताला ने हर एक को, हर जानदार को इमोशंस के साथ पैदा किया। अगर गौर करें तो जानवर के भी इमोशंस होते हैं, ये तो फिर भी इंसान है। सिर्फ ये बात पेरेंटिंग की नहीं है, ये बात है कि हमने अपने बच्चे को कितना समझा, हमने अपने बच्चों को कितना वक्त दिया, हमने अपने बच्चों को मेंटली कितना प्रिपेयर किया, हमने अपने बच्चों को मेंटली कितना स्ट्रांग किया, हमने अपने बच्चों को ये बताया कि किस उम्र में क्या करना है। इट्स डेफिनेटली ये पेरेंटिंग की बात है, लेकिन दीन की कमी की। पेरेंटिंग भी ऐसी हो जो दीन से जुड़ी हुई हो ना, जो हमने दीन से सीखी हुई हो। अपने सीने से लगा के रखना हम भूल गए हैं अपने बच्चों को। हम बच्चों को जेंजी कहते हैं, हम बच्चों को स्पेस देते हैं, कोई जेंजी वेंजी नहीं। ये सब तो ये आजकल के ये यानी चोचले हैं जो वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड ने हमारे जहनों में बिठाई बात।
जी
दीन के तरीके से घरों में दीन की कमी हो गई है। हम अपने बच्चों को सीने से लगाना भूल गए हैं। हम अपने बच्चों के या तो ऐसे दोस्त बन जाते हैं कि बच्चा हमको हाय हेलो कहता है, हाय पार्टनर कहता है, या फिर हम ऐसी स्ट्रिक्ट बाउंड्रीज बना देते हैं कि बच्चा हमसे खुल के बात ही नहीं करता। तो हमको ये बताना जरूरी है कि आपको किस उम्र में कैसे जज्बात, बच्चों के अंदर जज्बात पैदा करने की भी ताकत, स्ट्रांग करने की, अल्लाह ने जज्बात रखे तो उसको स्ट्रांग करने, उसको उभारने की भी सलाहियत माँ बाप की ही जिम्मेदारी है। तो बच्चों को राइटली गाइड करना जरूरी है पेरेंटिंग से ज्यादा। पेरेंटिंग एक बहुत भारी लफ्ज है, बच्चे को समझना ज्यादा जरूरी है। तो आई थिंक
Yeah,
ये ज्यादा
almost we
जरूरी
are
है।
1.5 hour, and I still appreciate so many people still waiting for their turn to ask questions. But ma'am is getting late. I just want to ask a quick couple of questions before she goes. Ma'am, how does the smartphones and the social media is affecting the marriages?
एग्जैक्टली या
Today, the first and foremost reason for the breakdown of marriage is definitely 200% smartphones. Now I'll tell you how. Then second are relatives. I would like to mention that also, because both are going hand in hand, smartphones and relatives. We see cases when they come and sit before us, when they start complaining, they start Dr. Shafiq, I wonder, they start giving evidences. देखो मैम, ऐसा किया था इसने, देखो देखो इनकी आवाज सुनो, इनकी माँ से इन्होंने क्या बात की थी, देखो इन्होंने अपनी बहन को मेरे बारे में क्या कहा था। तो आई एम सो सरप्राइज एंड शॉक कि आप किसी से निकाह करके उसके घर में गए हो, उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग्स करने, यानी आप प्री कंसीव पहले से मेंटली प्रिपेयर्ड थे कि मैं अब अपने बेडरूम में ये फोन रिकॉर्ड पे डाल के सोऊंगी या सोऊंगा। सो व्हाट आर यू अप टू? आप ये जो हमने देखा, हमने आजकल आजकल बच्चों को हम देख रहे हैं ना, खाने से पहले तस्वीरें ले रहे हैं, स्नैपचैट पे डाल रहे हैं, कहीं जा रहे हैं तो अपनी स्टोरीज बना रहे हैं, कहीं का कुछ, अपनी सारी पर्सनल लाइफ। ये जो आदत शादी से पहले है ना, शायद यही फोन्स को हमारे बेडरूम तक भी ले आ रही है। अपने घर के प्राइवेट, यानी इतनी प्राइवेट सेंसिटिव बातों को लोगों के सामने आम कर देना। या पहले से मुझे कभी कभी अंदेशा होता है कि ये रिश्ता करने निभाने की नीयत से ये लोग शादी में थे, या पहले से सबूत इकट्ठे करने की नीयत से ये लोग घर में गए थे या फिर रिश्ता निभा रहे थे। सो डेफिनेटली डेफिनेटली आई कैन प्रूव, आई कैन, कितने एग्जाम्पल्स मैं आपके सामने डॉक्यूमेंट करके रख दूं, आई कैन शो यू द केसेस। प्लीज खुदारा, अल्लाह हम सबको इस फितने से महफूज रखे, और हमको एक दूसरे की इज्जत करना, रिश्तों की इज्जत करना सिखाए अल्लाह ताला। दिस गैजेट इज टेकिंग अस नोवेयर। जितना अच्छे के लिए बना था ये, आई मीन, बहुत सी अच्छी चीजें भी हम सीखते हैं, लेकिन अच्छे से ज्यादा ये बर्बादी बहुत ला रहा है। इवन रिश्तों में लिटरली मैंने एक एक घंटे के वॉइस नोट सुनाने के लिए, अच्छा, जिद तो ये भी होती है कि पूरा सुनो मैम, पूरा सुने बिना आप कैसे कह रही हो, देखो मैम वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग। इट्स वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट। चाहे मैं काउंसलर की तरह बैठूं या एडवोकेट की तरह, दे आर रेडी विद देयर एविडेंस। इट्स वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट एंड वेरी शेमफुल ऑन द सोसाइटी।
Thank you so much. A छोटा सा question, small. Should children be involved in counseling sessions?
Definitely children should be involved to understand the entire problem in entirety. you know if a couple is having children and they are having big differences, जैसे मैंने इससे पहले के सवाल में कहा, तो प्लीज बैठ के पहले बच्चे को काउंसलिंग नहीं, असेस करें। एसेस कि उसकी अपब्रिंगिंग, आप उससे बात करें ना, आपको अंदाजा हो जाएगा कि कितनी टॉक्सिक मैरिटल रिलेशनशिप के साए में ये जी रहा है, या फिर ये क्या क्या कैरी फॉरवर्ड कर रहा है। जैसे दूसरे केस का भी जिक्र आया था, बच्चे बड़े थे, साइट्स ले रहे थे। तो डेफिनेटली मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि बच्चों को समझो, एसेस करो, बच्चों की काउंसलिंग भी करो कि उनकी बाउंड्रीज क्या है, पेरेंट्स की जिंदगी से क्या लेना, क्या, यानी हमने जो पर्दा है ना, वो पर्दा खत्म हो गया है आजकल हमारे घरों में। पर्दा सिर्फ हिजाब को नहीं कहते कि ऊपर से नीचे तक मैं हिजाब करके बैठूं। पर्दा बहुत चीजों का होता है। पर्दा होता है माँ बाप की कन्वर्जेशन का, पर्दा होता है बच्चों और माँ बाप के बीच में कुछ सेंसिटिव बातों के लिए पर्दा रखना जरूरी होता है। पर्दा इसलिए भी आपके झगड़ों के बारे में बच्चों के सामने, आपका गुस्सा, इन सारी चीजों का पर्दा रखना जरूरी है, सो दैट वो एक हेल्दी एनवायरनमेंट में उनकी अपब्रिंगिंग हो। आप अपने हद तक महदूद रखो, अकेले में बात करो, तन्हाई में बात करो, वरना ये सारे खानदान पे असर करता है। ये बच्चे वल्नरेबल सेक्शन हो जाते हैं। फैमिली यूनिट के सबसे वल्नरेबल जो लोग होते हैं वो बच्चे ही होते हैं। तो आई थिंक डेफिनेटली एक कंप्लीट काउंसलिंग, बच्चों की असेसमेंट, और बच्चों की काउंसलिंग के बाद उसके टेक अवेज को लेके सामने एक कपल के रख के बैठ के काउंसलिंग करना वो ज्यादा बेहतर होता है। आई थिंक इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट।
Thank you so much. We have talked about the marriage, the conditions of the marriage, how to prepare and how to nurture a relationship. But unfortunately, let's say it has ended up in a divorce, for example, or separation. So, how can separated parents co-parent effectively? Since we are talking about the children in the last question, so it is something related to that.
जी, I'll give you a live example, Dr. Shafiq. जैसे मैंने पहले भी पॉइंट किया कि आई एम टॉकिंग आउट ऑफ माई प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंसेस, नॉट बाय रीडिंग सम बुक्स. So I've seen, the parent, when we counsel, when especially in a case where separation becomes unavoidable and the couple is separated, we also, fortunately, Alhamdulillah, our counsel, we in the sense we have, as I told, we have 35 counselors who are actually practicing with us. So we also counsel them and advise them that, see, you have children, and the custody rights, if the children are minor, we guide, we give them complete legal and sharia advice on custody, as well as, visiting rights. So we ensure, हम ये इंश्योर करते हैं कि कस्टडी किसी के भी पास हो, हम उस वक्त खास तौर पे बच्चों के मुतल्लिक इन सेपरेट होने वाले पेरेंट्स को काउंसिल करते हैं कि देखो, वॉट एवर डिसीशंस यू वांटेड टू टेक, यू हैव टेकन, नाउ योर जॉब इज डन, आई मीन योर विश इज फुलफिल्ड. अब बच्चों को इस तरह से छोड़ ना दें, और इस तरह से उनके हाल पे ना छोड़ दें. उनकी जिंदगी का अब कम से कम ख्याल रखने के लिए बच्चों की जो शरीयत ने, शरीयत ने भी और कानून ने भी जो बाउंड्रीज बनाए हैं उसकी रिस्पेक्ट करें. अब ये बात बच्चों की है, तो बच्चों की मेंटेनेंस की हम एडवाइस देते हैं, किसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, बच्चों के निकाह की किसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, कस्टडी किसके पास होगी, विजिटिंग राइट्स कब होंगे, कस्टडी चेंज कब होगी, लड़की है तो कस्टडी बाप के पास कब जाएगी. वी एडवाइज देम कंप्लीटली. और हमने प्रैक्टिकली देखा, जब जब एक कपल इन चीजों की रिस्पेक्ट करता है ना, तो फिर हमने प्रैक्टिकली देखा, सेपरेट होने के बावजूद बच्चों का रिश्ता अपने वालिदैन से, अपने पेरेंट्स से नहीं टूटता है, और वो फिर भी एक अच्छी तरीके से वो ग्रो करते हैं. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, बच्चों को पता होता है कि इसका अंजाम क्या होगा, वो अच्छी पॉजिटिव टेक अवेज ही लेके बड़े होते हैं. लेकिन जहाँ पे कुछ पेरेंट्स हमने देखे कि बस अब सेपरेशन हो गया, माँ कहती है कि नहीं नहीं, हरगिज मैं नहीं बताने दूंगी, मैं मिलने नहीं दूंगी, बात करने नहीं दूंगी, लेकिन उसको नान नफका चाहिए, बच्चे का मेंटेनेंस जरूर चाहिए, बट बच्चे के लिए प्रॉपर्टी चाहिए. इस खींचातानी में ना फिर बच्चे के ऊपर बुरा असर पड़ता है. और हमने देखा कि बच्चों पे, बच्चों की ग्रोथ, और बच्चे वहां पर, यहाँ पर बच्चे ना अपने आप को वाकई एक यतीमी और एक अलाहिदगी, पेरेंट्स अलायदा होने का एक शिकार, एक विक्टिम महसूस करते हैं. तो द पेरेंट्स हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि आप, जब कुरान कहता है ना रिस्पेक्टफुली पार्ट योर वेज, उसमें डेफिनेटली मुझे यकीन है अल्लाह का इशारा औलाद की तरफ भी है कि इनके जो हुकूक अदा करने हैं, अलग होकर भी जुड़े रहो, मतलब बच्चों के लिए, बच्चों का जो फर्ज करना है वो पूरा करो. बच्चे हेल्दी वे में इस सेपरेशन को भी लेंगे, इस टॉक्सिसिटी को कैरी फॉरवर्ड नहीं करेंगे.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Sohail, sir, one last question for you, because although there is a clear-cut divine guidance regarding this question, but since it is asked, I'm asking you. If the lady is pregnant, then divorce or khula can be obtained or not?
Yeah, it can be obtained, but this question needs to be referred to an alim, because along with that, there are what you call certain rights the woman would get, and the duration is also decided. So I will not be able to what you call answer this question.
Asfa, ma'am?
डॉक्टर शफीक, आपने मुझसे ये सवाल किया तो मुझे पता ही इस सवाल का जवाब, क्योंकि हमारी तरबियत मुफ्ती उमर आबिदीन साहब कर रहे हैं, तो मैंने उनसे फिर से क्रॉस चेक करके ये जवाब मैं आपको बता रही हूँ. कि खुला हो या तलाक हो, तलाक भी हो जाएगी और खुला भी हो जाएगा, लेकिन इद्दत के पीरियड पे असर होगा, और इद्दत की पीरियड बढ़ जाएगी, डिलीवरी तक इद्दत की पीरियड जाएगी. यानी अब औरत को इद्दत, डिलीवरी, बच्चे के जन्म तक उसकी इद्दत कहलाएगी. इस दौरान वो दूसरा निकाह नहीं कर सकती है. होप
Okay.
मैंने सही
Yeah.
जवाब दिया.
Yeah, thank you,
जी.
thank you. Some people are asking where to get the counseling in Hyderabad and contact numbers. Regarding contact number, I will discuss with ma'am and let you know, because she has a very busy schedule in her routine work. If she's agreeing, I can share it in the group. But regarding
Yeah,
the
please,
counseling,
Dr. Shafiq, please
yeah,
kindly
yeah,
share my number
okay.
because our organization, All India Milli Council, Alhamdulillah, is coming up with a great module, ये बना रहा है. We
Mm-hmm.
have counselors team here, and then we have experts panel, like legal side मैं हूँ. Then
Mm-hmm.
Sharia guidance के लिए मुफ्ती उमर आबिदीन है. And then we have a clinical psychologist as well as a psychiatrist also associated with our organization called Dr. George Reddy and others. So we can, inshallah, we'll try to guide the best. We'll try to
Thank
do.
you so much.
Please kindly share my number to them.
Yeah, please. Any more questions before we close? Any questions? Somebody, can unmute them and then they can ask directly because there's no time to read the questions from the chat box because ma'am is also getting late and we are already running short of time, nearly 2 hours, I guess. Thank you so much for your patient listening. And if there are no questions in 10 seconds, I will close the session. Thank you, Sohail sir, giving us so much time from your busy schedule. And ma'am also was, her daughter is sick, and despite that, she gave us so much time. And definitely, it was very enlightening and informative session. And I'm sure even audience liked it, and many of their doubts got cleared. And since it is a very important, sensitive issue, all the doubts cannot be cleared in one session. We need to, organize such sessions in future. And based on the feedback from your side, definitely, we'll be looking forward to arrange one more session in future. And if there are no questions, thank you so much. And Shahid bhai, have you shared any link in the chat box for the group? So those who are not in the group can join and keep update themselves about the upcoming. I think Mr. Farhan had raised his hand. Farhan bhai, are you there?
Assalamualaikum. Yes, Dr. Saab.
Yeah, please. Sorry, I didn't see your hand. Okay,
No worries.
please go ahead.
Uh, Recently, we have been seeing and we have been hearing of such complaints from both sides, from the male sides and the female sides in relationships. The addiction of social media. So both these spouses have been negligent of their duties because of addiction with social media in their day-to-day lives. So just wanted to understand, probably Sohail Saab can tell us better in terms of um, uh, this trend. How can this be dealt with, and what sort of counseling can be provided to these couples where they don't get negligent to the extent of getting addicted to the social media?
Okay, we have an organization called Zenzi Wave. The purpose of this organization is that how to bring the kids and even the elderly people out of the social media or, playing continuously on reels. Why this thing is happening? The purpose is that most of the people do not have a well-defined purpose of life. So especially with the kids, what we do is that we try to engage them into multiple activities, right from the morning till evening. We engage them into what to call, one is school, then into sports, and then, the career. And we start the career planning from class 8 onwards so that they are focused to their career and they start preparing. So our objective is to reduce the, what you call, the screen time. And this is trying to, help them. We are also trying to tell the parents that to involve them into discussions or what you call taking their opinion, giving them responsibility. All this thing would basically reduce the screen time. It cannot be changed overnight, but it will be slow and steady. Once the people will have a purpose in their life, the screening time will be reduced. Hope it answers the question.
Yeah, thank you so much. Um, okay, I think Mr. Shahid has shared the link. Mr. Ahmad, you want to speak?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. There
Yeah,
was
please.
one question actually in the chat. Like suppose if a couple had an arranged marriage, husband is very well educated, but from rural background, and his family is not educated, and the wife is born and brought up in a city environment, and they have some issues, marital expectations, and the man is not ready to communication and counseling. What can be done in the such circumstances?
Yeah. You want me to answer?
If you can.
Okay. If the person is not ready to, come to counsel. Now, first thing is that, we should try to avoid using the word counseling. We can say use the word that, okay, discussion or trying to solve the problem. People would be more comfortable with the words. Now here it's a clear-cut non-compatibility. The girl is from the village, educated, and the person and the boy is also from village.
Actually, this is the
Yeah,
boy is from the village and the girl is from the city.
City, okay, and the girl is educated. The girl is educated. So in this situation, it's going to be very tough to make the it's basically you need to work in developing his personality. And we need to understand what is required, what is expected of the wife from him. Once he meets the bare minimum standard, probably this marriage could be saved. So that's what I can say.
thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Sir,
Thank you.
one question, one
Yeah,
perspective that
please go
actually I
ahead.
want to ask, like, suppose if we have talked about the social media addiction, the basic the background of like why somebody is actually getting involved into this mobile phone addiction, the background of it also needs to be assessed. Just the what do you say, superficially, like just looking at person is like only what do you say, engaged in the mobile for more time, but the background could be something else. Actually, it might be telling something like issues in the family, right?
No, I couldn't understand your question. So you mean to say the person is
देखिए अगर
involved into...
suppose कोई
Oh, okay, I'll just try to interpret. You're saying that the person is involved into social media because the family he comes from a disturbed family.
yeah, he has some issues, like there is some
But
compatibility issues or
no,
some
that cannot be the reason given, for getting addicted. In fact, if he has a disturbed family, he needs to work towards building the family. He needs to work on that. And that is what is expected from him. And we need to tell them that, okay, look, this is a family issue. You need to work towards solving the problem.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. If there is no question, I think ma'am had to give medicine to her daughter, so she had to excuse herself. Thank you so much, and we appreciate your continued support to IPA in the form of active engagement in our activities. The important links to the groups have been shared in the chat box by Mr. Shahid. And I thank Mr. Khalil, Mr. Sadiq, Mr. Shahid for the backend support for this activity. And I thank our guests, Mr. Sohail Sheikh sir and Advocate Afsar Jahan ma'am. Really appreciate their time and thank you so much. And keep giving us feedback for the further improvement in our activities. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Sohail sir, if you want to say something then. Okay.